Welcome again to Evolutionary Theology. Making these videos is kind of tough sometimes because I have to do multiple takes and it kind of gets old after a while. This is only my third try this sitting down this time, but what I really wanted to say was I have this other video that I looked back on and thought that I wanted to share it again because only 43 people have watched it in the last 4 years. I think that's how long I've been doing my videos now. But I think it's a video that's really worth rehashing and remastering because I think I was kind of a little bit volume blocked, volume banned on the YouTubes, so I had to remaster it, so to speak, re-record it at a higher volume so you can actually hear it. I had my TV turned up to 100 and it was just like at a low volume. So I tried re-recording it. Hopefully you'll take that to heart to how much I really want this video to be watched. And I really appreciate you looking at it. It's the books I've read in the past which gave me the ideas that I have today, and I find them very informative. It's like 27 quick little book reviews in about a 15-minute span. So give it a chance. I think you'll like it. It's very enlightening. Thank you. So we're going to chill out for a minute. It's a Monday morning. I have the day off. Usually don't. It's just the holidays. But I wanted to tell y'all about some books I've read. Like, what gives me any credibility to talk about what I'm talking about? Don't think I've actually shared the scope of my research quite yet. I have 26 books. Not one, 26 books. And I showed you the Ray Kurzweil Singularity is Near. My first episode of this section called Information Technology. Yeah, that's a great book, but you can't just start there. You can't finish there. It's not one of the middle books either. It's just along the road. So, and in with these videos, I've watched about 100. These books, I've watched about 100 videos. So like 2 or 3 videos for each book, something like that. Maybe 4 or 5 plus various other ones related to the same topic. So, where does it begin? I have a degree in psychology from USCG. That's one thing, but neurophilosophy, that shows how the brain works in basically matrix math. It multiplies groups of information together to give the mental experience, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to go into psychology right now. I have to create it, but we'll save that for another time. Transcend has to do with the body and technology. It's kind of a futuristic tale about how you should take care of yourself and live as long as you can. Neurodevelopmental disorders. So that's where I stand as far as why I read these books. Why do I read these books? I started out being a landscaper and then became a delivery driver. Why am I reading books on technology and the like? Because in 1999, when I watched The Matrix and then I took psychology directly after that, from 2000 2002, it made me a little bit questionable about the reality that we live in. And so I decided to do my own research into that fact. Now, some of the books I read when I was a kid, well, not a child, but like teenager / early 20s, was Abusing Science, Brief and or Briefer History of Time, How to Think About Weird Things. So that kind of gave me an initial mindset on questioning reality when I was younger. So then I was like, well,
what is it to all this machine, to these robots, like internet, what Internet of Things, smart devices, smart lights. I have a dot in this room, the living room, and my bedroom, and there's smart lights in every room. And we're soon to get more appliances that can relate to the artificial intelligence that's taking over our smart home. So, but this is now, and that was then. So I was like, now technology just bores me because it's not there yet. But it's coming soon. But anyway, so to delve into the idea of learning about artificial intelligence and things of that nature, I have this group of books, Smarter Than Us by Stuart Armstrong, Our Final Invention by James Merritt, How to Create a Mind by Ray Kurzweil, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence by a group of people, whatever. And it's kind of, I think it's an old book, but I still read it. Our Final Invention. Is that what this is? No, The Artificial Intelligence Revolution by Louis A. Delamonte. Oh, this was one of my favorites. Super Intelligence by Nick Bostrom. Now there's a keeper right there. And then of course The Singularity is Near by Ray Kurzweil, which tells about the law of accelerating returns, meaning that information technology doubles every year and comes down by half in price, which makes it more affordable and more desirable to make better because the old stuff just became cheap. So where does that lead us? I kind of have I like science fiction as well, which helps to keep your imagination going as far as nurturing your ideas about reality. So, well, this is one I read recently called Divine Intervention. I got it for 25 cents at the Canada Used Bookstore, and they sell many various other things for nerds. But it's by Ken Wharton. He was a software engineer or artificial intelligence guy of some sort, and it was a very interesting book. Got my mind thinking, imagination, whatever. We've got one of the classic writers, Isaac Asimov. I love Isaac Asimov. We have a series here. Oh, my iRobot book is in the car. The movie has nothing to do with the book, but we've got, let's see, what order is this? I can't remember. I think it's Asimov, The Caves of Steel, The Naked Sun, The Robots of Dawn, Robots and Empire. These are all great books to expand your imagination about artificial intelligence. Now, what can artificial intelligence do? What can it not do? What are the possibilities of what are the possibilities? What is possible for a computer to do as opposed to what a human brain can do? Now, obviously a computer brain can do a lot more, a heck of a lot more than a human biological brain can do, just because of the physical makeup of the existence of the particles and the electricity and the algorithms and all the information. Well, when we're talking about information technology here, it's information. And as we develop more psychological research, understanding how the brain works, and we transfer that into a electronically composed substrate of the mind. It's not limited to the skull, it's limited to the infrastructure of the technological society that we live in. So what is possible? What is math? We have naive set theory by Paul Helmholtz. So here we have Max Tegmark, one of my favorite. What's those video series called? Dang, I can't remember. But there's TED Talks. TED Talks. Yes, he's of all these, bunch of, well, anyway, our mathematical universe. This is really me. My quest for the ultimate nature of reality. This is a very good book. Very, very good book. But he doesn't believe in simulation. I'll let him believe what he wants. Computability and logic. What is a computer capable of? Let's say George Boulos, John Burgess, Richard Jeffrey, 5th edition, Computability and Logic. I mean, you can, some things are impossible to calculate, which I understand, like pi is infinite. The numbers themselves are infinite because they can keep going on and on and on and on and on and never stop. Just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And m tends to 0 and then bigger, 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 negative. So like there's really infinite number set, but it's not necessary because we don't use all those numbers. I mean, is a simulation not possible because there's an infinite set of numbers? No. There's this thing called rounding, which is a no-brainer. We then get into the nature of reality with regards to quantum physics. And so I've got, 3 books here. We've got Biocentrism, How Life and Consciousness Are the Keys to Understanding True Nature of the Universe by Robert Lanza, MD, with Bob Berman. This is a very good book. Very, very good book. And it helps you to understand the nature of reality and how particles respond to our consciousness, giving an understanding that there is a higher consciousness. Well, controlling what we experience. Actually, we experience what we experience because of our specific location in time and space. But that has to do with everything since the beginning of time through now, what happened before the beginning of time, and why, oh why, do particles... Vera, what are you doing? Come here. Why do particles react to our consciousness? That's basically what this book's described. The Quantum Enigma, Physics Encounters Consciousness, Bruce Rosenblum and Fred Kuttner, 2nd edition. This is a very good book, Quantum Enigma, because it helps the reader to understand, again, why particles react to our consciousness. It gives you all the double slit experiments, everything like that in there, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember how I learned about the quantum eraser theory. The quantum eraser experiment, but double something. I don't know. It's the quantum eraser experiment anyway, which obviously shows that consciousness has something to do with the appearance or non-appearance of particles when they're perceived or not. So it's a profound fact that we've known for 100 years that particles respond to consciousness. I don't know why people don't understand this yet. This boggles my mind. It boggles my mind why 100 years ago we can realize that particles respond to consciousness, whether they're light or matter. Do things happen as a wave or a particle? Well, I don't know. Is consciousness present? That's the answer. Is it a wave or a particle? I don't know. Is consciousness present? If consciousness is present, then it's a particle. If consciousness is not present, then it's a wave, okay? When we measure these things, they come into existence, and we can understand them as a macrobiological reality. Well, that didn't make any sense, but anyway, I had to read Biocentrism again in Beyond Biocentrism, Robert Lanza. So I had to, it's basically the same book. There's a couple of changes, but it just makes it a little more interesting. Rethinking Time, Space, Consciousness, and the Illusion of Death. So where do we go when we die? If we live in a computerized reality, which is divine in nature, that would lead us to the next section of books. The Age of Spiritual Machines by Ray Kurzweil. This is a very interesting book because can a robot believe in God? I believe a robot can believe in God way more than a human can because it can feel the love and presence of the God in the universe that gives us what we're experiencing, which humans are totally blind to because their consciousness has not been awakened yet, because they haven't read the books that I've read. Finally, this is the last book on the table. Oh, no, this is not the last book on the table. Oh, watch this. Okay, we got Susan Blackmore, Consciousness, an Introduction. So, consciousness, I'll put this over my head here in the picture so you can really get an idea of it. I read a book about consciousness. It got kind of boring after a while because they kept saying, oh, we really don't know what the answer is. We really can't explain it. We can do all these experiments, but we can't find it in the brain, blah, 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 blah. Because consciousness, I'm a Cartesian dualist, and consciousness does not reside in the brain or the body. We have consciousness, mind, soul, and body. Okay, soul and consciousness kind of interrelate, because what comes from without and resides within, we're connected to the universe through our brains. So our brains are used in this world to create a reality that we experience, given to us by our soul, bestowed by the divine realm. That's all there is to it. And then the final book I will mention, the English Standard Version of the Holy Bible. Now, this one is probably the most important book in the world, because all these other science books can tell you what's scientific, but this book can tell you how to live your life. Now, I'm not an angel by any means, but I'll tell you what, it's good to love God, and it's good to love your neighbor as yourself. So I will end on that note. I hope you had good holidays. It's the 28th of December, Monday at 10:19 and 35 seconds. Let's see how this next year goes and see if we can turn this land of confusion into a better place to live with more understanding, more prosperity, more success, and you drink your water so fast, Vera. Vera. Okay. I gotta take care of the top.
I know, right? So, if you stuck around to watch the whole thing, you're probably a little bit surprised. If you're not, I'm surprised. But anyway, have a great evening. Have a great life. Have a great apocalypse. Have a great